Hello, my name is Kristen Noland. I'm an Indiana State University student here today to talk with you young and middle-aged adults whose BMI may be 25 or greater about MyPlate and ways to help with the fight against obesity. At this time, I'm going to pass around a pre-test to find out a little about what you may already know. If you do not know an answer, it is okay. I will touch on the topics during my presentation. The first question you might have is, well, what is MyPlate? MyPlate is a tool found at myplate.gov that helps guide you in making healthy decisions when it comes to the foods you eat on a daily basis. MyPlate helps you see what you should be eating daily from each of the 5 categories, which are fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. It also helps you track what you have eaten throughout the day, so you know what you are missing in your diet and what foods you need to start including. And lastly, it also helps you focus on the variety, amount, and nutrition that you are consuming on a daily basis. Building a healthy eating style is not always easy, so do not let yourself get overwhelmed. Just remember to focus on eating from the 5 food groups, which are fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy. Remember to eat the right amount of calories for you. To find out what is just right for you, there is a tool located on myplate.gov. Another thing to remember is that eating healthier prevents or reduces obesity and reduces your risk of diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Now let's talk a little bit about each food group individually. First on the list is fruits. On average, women need 1.5 cups of fruit, while men need 2 cups. To help meet the requirements, fruits can be fresh, canned, frozen, or even dried. Some examples of fruits would include bananas, oranges, apples, and strawberries. Don't forget, you can always count juice as a fruit too. Now to move on and talk about vegetables. Vegetables are divided into 5 subgroups, but don't let that scare you. The average woman needs 2 to 2.5 cups, and men need 2.5 to 3 cups. Just remember to vary your veggies by eating more dark green and orange vegetables, as well as cooked dry beans. Juice is another source as well that could be used as a vegetable. When trying to decide on grains, just know that grains include anything made from wheat, oats, rice, barley, cornmeal, and other cereal grains. You should try to make sure at least half of all your grains eaten in a day are whole grains. Good choices here would include whole grain cereals, breads, crackers, rice, and pasta. Now to talk a little bit about protein. You can eat protein from meat, poultry, beans, peas, eggs, nuts, seafood, processed soy products, and seeds. Keep your meat and poultry portions small and lean. The recommended dose for the average man and woman is 5 to 6 ounces of protein a day. The last of the 5 food groups is dairy. The easiest move here is to start using low-fat or fat-free milk and yogurt. 3 cups is the recommended intake for the average person. Remember, the more fat you eat, the more calories you are taking in, so be sure to look for the low-fat or fat-free labels. At this time, I'm going to pass around a Choose MyPlate 10 Tips to a Great Plate handout for you to follow along with me. The very first tip that they're giving is to balance calories. Find out how many calories you need for a day as a first step in managing your weight. To do so, you can go to choosemyplate.com and find your calorie level. And also, being physically active will help balance your calories. Number 2, enjoy your food, but eat less. Take the time to fully enjoy your food as you eat it. Eating too fast or when your attention is elsewhere may lead to eating too many calories. Pay attention to hunger and fullness cues before, during, and after meals. Use them to recognize when to eat and when you've had enough. Number 3, avoid oversized portions. Use a smaller plate, bowl, and glass. Portion out foods before you eat. When eating out, choose a smaller size option. Share a dish or take home part of your meal. Number 4, foods to eat more often. Eat more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and fat-free or 1% milk and dairy products. These foods have the nutrients you need for health, including potassium, calcium, vitamin D, and fiber. Make them the basis of your meals and snacks. Number 5, make half your plate fruits and vegetables. Choose red, orange, and dark green vegetables like tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and broccoli, along with other vegetables for your meals. Add fruit to meals as part of the main or side dishes or as a dessert. Number 6, switch to fat-free or low-fat milk. They have the same amount of calcium and other essential nutrients as whole milk, but fewer calories and less saturated fat. Number 7, make half your grains whole grains. To eat more whole grains, substitute a whole grain product for a refined product, such as eating whole wheat bread instead of white bread or brown rice instead of white rice. Number 8, foods to eat less often. Cut back on foods high in solid fats, added sugars, and salt. These include cakes, cookies, ice cream, candy, sweetened drinks, pizza, and fatty meats like ribs, sausages, bacon, and hot dogs. Use these foods as occasional treats, not everyday foods. Number 9, compare sodium in foods. Use the nutritional facts label to choose lower sodium versions of foods like soup, bread, and frozen meals. Select canned foods labeled low sodium, reduced sodium, or no salt added. And number 10, drink water instead of sugary drinks. Cut calories by drinking water or unsweetened beverages. Soda, energy drinks, and sports drinks are major sources of added sugar and calories in the American diet. I hope these 10 tips are tips that are easy for you to follow and that you can take this handout wherever you go. I just feel like it's a good source of information. Some important things to remember. First, check out MyPlate and use the tools to help you start your journey in becoming a healthier you. Remember to eat from the 5 food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy daily, and to follow the recommended doses for you. By eating healthier, you can improve your health and fight against obesity. Eating healthier will also reduce your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Don't get overwhelmed. Take baby steps. It is okay. And use the tools out there to help you. At this time, I'm going to pass around the post test. If you could please complete it before you leave, I would greatly appreciate it. It just shows me how I did explaining MyPlate to you and how well you understand what I was talking about. Thank you for listening today, and I hope you will use the tools at myplate.gov to help you become a healthier you.